If you aren't making sales, you probably aren't building authentic relationships, and that can mean lost revenue month after month. What's up? This is Meliss, and welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the info you need to get the results you want, because today I'm about to share with you an in-depth look into how to grow authentic relationships online. When it comes to running an online business, building authentic relationships should be one of your main priorities. People buy from the people that they know, like, and trust. And so often we get spammers showing up in our inboxes, emails from people pushing their new and exciting opportunities on us, and it seems to be getting harder and harder to connect authentically. And when you stay until the end, I'm going to share with you how you can get a hold of my ultimate content vault that will help you strengthen those relationships. But first, if you're new here, I'm Meliss 𝐥𝐢𝐤𝐞, and I'm an online marketing strategist and business growth expert to coaches and healers. My whole channel is about marketing, online business, mindset, and manifestation. Hit the subscribe button and join the family so you can grow a profitable online business. Now, let's get into it. When it comes to building relationships online, I hear a lot of my clients asking me, okay, but how? How do I do that? What questions do I ask? So I want to make this quick video to walk you through some examples of questions you can ask and also show you how to build deeper relationships. First, we're going to talk about the acronym FORM, F-O-R-M. When you're ready to have conversations with people, this is the order that you want to go in with your conversation flow. F stands for family. So you want to find out about their family. You want to ask them about themselves. People really enjoy talking about themselves a lot. And people do this wrong because they start talking about themselves first. So if I'm a life coach, I don't want to go out there and talk about how many certifications I have or how long I've been doing this. Instead, I want to turn the conversation around and I want to ask them about them. Those questions about me that they might have, those will come later, and that's okay. So you want to ask them about their family. Are they married? Are they single? Do they have any kids? What do they like to do? How long have they lived in the area? Things like that. O is for occupation. So next, you want to ask them about their job. What do they do for their living, for example? How long have they been doing it for? Did they move to where they live because of that occupation? Maybe ask them what their likes are or their dislikes are about that job. How did they get started? Those are the types of questions you would ask for occupation. R is recreation. So this is where you want to find out about their hobbies and their interests. What do they like to do for fun? This is something interesting for you to take note on because you might find that me too factor and realize you have a lot in common with them. So ask them what they like to do for fun, how often they get to do it, how did they get started, how long have they been doing it for? Those are the types of questions you would ask about recreation. Hey, before we continue, do me a favor and go ahead and tap that like button right now because it lets me know that you find value in my content. And it really makes a huge difference, and then I know to make more of these types of videos for you in the future. Many thanks, and I'm grateful for you. Okay, let's hop back in. And the last step is M, message. And this is where you get to share your message. This can be about what you do, maybe it's about what you offer. For example, it could be a mission that you have. So if you're on a mission to help 250 women start their online business or 100 women lose weight, whatever it is, what is that mission that you're on? Now, the thing about message is that all of these things don't have to happen in just one conversation. It would seem a little bit weird if you zip through the FOR and get to your message like you're hungry to sell them something. Instead, you want to take time and do this over time, or maybe you're having coffee with someone for a couple of hours and then you can get to the M. Or if you're doing this online slowly, the F, the O, and the R can happen over several weeks, and then you can come in with the M, your message, later on. A lot of times people jump right to the M, they share their message, and you've killed the conversation right from the get-go. So using form takes the focus off of you and it puts it on them. And that means that you get to learn about the other person before you jump in and share about yourself. And a lot of people really screw this up. You know, they start spewing everything out about themselves and they don't stop to listen. And this comes off really, really sleazy. So you want to be an attentive listener before you ever open your mouth and start talking. Something that's really important when it comes to building relationships is that me too factor that I mentioned before. So what does this mean? Basically, when you're meeting new people, you want to find out what they have in common with you. No matter who you meet in this world, you can find something in common with them. Even people you really can't imagine finding anything in common. In fact, we have a lot more in common with people than we do not in common with them. So if you were to run into literally anybody and you had 2 minutes, you'd be able to find at least 3 things you have in common. And this is an experiment I actually do many times inside my Marketing with Intention program. I take my clients through this little challenge where I put 2 random people together. I give them 5 minutes to talk about whatever. I don't even tell them what I'm doing. And then at the end, I ask them to come back and tell me 3 things they had in common. Those things are the me too factor. So for example, if you were to meet me on the street, we could have a basic conversation and you might find out that I have 2 boys and you go, wow, me too. Or that I'm a dancer, no way, me too. Or I love jewelry, me too. So what are the me too factors that you can find? And I want you to think about that with every single person that you meet. That's going to help you build a really authentic relationship. Search for that me too factor. Now, building relationships is a skill that you can get better at over time. But right now I want to talk about introverted and extroverted. If you're extroverted, you're probably thinking, wow, this is amazing, I'm great at building relationships, and that might be true. You might be really comfortable in big groups of people or even one-on-one, and you just love going out there and meeting as many people as you can, so that feels like a strength to you. It feels a little bit easy. But when it comes to building relationships, if you're extroverted, I want you to think about how you can become a really good listener. A lot of times if you're extroverted, you're the life of the party, you can always think of something to say, and sometimes that might be a disservice by you always talking. So my challenge for you is to step back and stop talking for a little bit and try to listen more than you speak. Now, if you're introverted when it comes to building authentic relationships or any relationships at all, you might be freaking out right now. And you might be saying, oh my gosh, I can't do that. I'm nervous. I don't know what to say in those situations. I feel uncomfortable. I don't like to go out and speak in big groups. And that is okay. In fact, many online entrepreneurs and most of the ones I know are introverted. I'm actually introverted too, believe it or not. And that means that we gain our energy and recharge our batteries by being alone. So being in big crowds is actually an energy suck for us. It actually drains us. But that doesn't mean you can't be good at building authentic relationships. As an introvert, you're most likely empathetic, and that means that you can step into someone else's shoes and see what they see, feel what they feel, and place yourself there to really understand them on a deep level. So your strength is being able to be a good listener and understand where the other person is coming from. So my challenge for you, if you are introverted, is to lean into that, ask a few questions, and then sit back and be the natural good listener that you are. Showing up consistently is such an important part of building relationships, building a business, reaching your goals, and having success. So when it comes to building relationships, it's not a one and done. You have to come in there, have a conversation, remember some of the things, retain some of the information, and leave. And the next time you need to come back. You need to make sure there is a next time where you come back and you build on that relationship. You can't build an authentically good, wholesome relationship in one session. So if you're going to a networking event, you have to show up many times. If you're posting content on social media, you need to do that many times. If you're having conversations in your DMs, you do that, and then you track what you're doing and you come back and you follow up on that conversation and you continue the conversation. Just like if you were dating someone or any of the friends that you have in your world, you don't have one encounter with them. You do it consistently. If you've ever had a friend that you're really close with, you're calling each other on the phone, you're hanging out several times a month, that's the consistency piece. But if you have a friend that you've met one time and then you try to meet them again 2 years later and you try to meet them again 8 years later with nothing else in between, it's going to be really hard to build that relationship. Now, I know we all have friends where we say, we see each other once in a blue moon and then, it's just like nothing ever happened and we're still so close. And that's true, but there had to have been a point where you actually spent time building the relationship. So think of consistency when it comes to building your authentic relationships. Engagement. You want to be engaging. That means that you need to be interesting. You want to be able to have a back and a forth, not just a one-way conversation. So in order to build those authentic relationships, you should be able to respond to the things that you are hearing and ask questions that spark new conversations. And it's okay to talk about yourself. In fact, it's great that you do talk about yourself some of the time. We run into the problem when we only talk about ourselves or when we dominate the conversation. So make sure it really is a two-way road where there is that law of reciprocity. Someone gives, someone takes, then you switch and you take turns. Before we go any further, I want to remind you that you've got to be able to give value in order for people to want to engage with you. If you aren't sure what to post or what type of content is going to drive engagement and interactions on your socials, you definitely want to grab my Ultimate Content Vault. In it, I give you over 5,000 sparks and ideas about how you can best engage with your audience. And the craziest part is the affordability. So go check out the link in the description right now to snag this kit while the price is still incredibly low and start using all the ideas you have in there to help you build relationships online. Okay, let's get back into what else you need to build authentic relationships. When it comes to building relationships online specifically, I want you to dump that perfectionism out right now. So you go through the feeds in Instagram and you look through all these beautiful pictures in Facebook and you see, wow, they have a perfect life and wow, she has perfect makeup or jewelry or her house is amazing. Don't worry about that. That is a highlight reel. That's not real life. So don't stop yourself from sharing who you truly are, the situations you're really going through. Share some of the behind the scenes, and it's okay to be vulnerable and open up your heart a little bit and share what's going on. There are people out there that need to hear from you. There are people out there that are struggling with things that you are struggling with, and just knowing that they're not alone is so powerful. Or if you've finished a struggle, you're on the other end of it, there are people who are going through it now who need to hear from you to know that the end of the tunnel is near and there will be this light where they can feel lighter and happier and successful and they won't be stuck forever. And that only happens when people like you share your vulnerability, share what's really going on. You don't have to make everything perfect because nobody is perfect. So why are we all trying to share our perfection? It's okay to be imperfect, and it makes you more unique and interesting, authentic, and it's easier to build a relationship with someone that we can really connect with on that deeper level. So to recap, building relationships is an integral part of building a successful online business and some great friendships along the way. So make sure that you go back and watch this video again if you missed anything or you're struggling with building relationships. And I challenge you to take something that you learned in this video and put action behind it right now. When it comes to running an online business, there are two main things that you should always keep on top of mind: building relationships and providing value. So in this video, we covered relationships. Go ahead and click this next video here to learn how to provide value so that your prospects will turn into clients.